We are back again for day 19 of the 66-day challenge on how to have a productive business in real estate. So that brings us up to day 19. This is going to be a good one. Standards. That's right, standards. If you've gone through this far, and you've done everything, 100%, the planning all the way up to now, tracking your numbers and all this, you are going to have an idea of what your standards are. Okay. And your standards can fall in line. It can fall in line with your culture and all that stuff, but you have to have a set of standards based on what your mission statement is, what your vision is, and those standards aren't rules or regulations. These are something that everybody agrees to. We're all for it. Got to be in here at 9 o'clock. That's a rule. A standard is you don't have to be in here at 9 o'clock, but your standard is setting 2 appointments a day, setting 2 appointments a week, depending on who. That's a standard. Okay, we don't need rules. We're adults. We're successful people in our career. We don't need rules, but we do need standards because our standard falls in line with our brand, falls in line with our mission statement, falls in line with our culture. Okay? So how do we create standards? That's why we're doing this now and not day 1, not day 10. Why is that? Because at day 1 or day 10, there was only 1 or 2 of you. There was just you and that one person. You can't come up with standards. I mean, you could, but it's not going to really mean anything. And it's going to evolve. It's definitely going to evolve. So instead of wasting time on that, by the time you're at day 19 in this category and you're working on this category, you're going to know what your standards are. You're going to know, first of all, what your agent's goals are. You're going to know why they're here. Mike, you're here to make my life easier. I want to be debt free. I want to go on 3 vacations. This is how much money I make. And you broke it down in your business plan. And I only need to be on 2 appointments per week. Okay, great. That's a standard. 2 appointments per week. That's a standard. So then you're looking at something else. You're looking at, well, Mike, I'm tracking my numbers. And it's crazy. I went from 100 dials to 1 appointment to 100 dials to 10 appointments. Okay, what did you do? Well, I was tracking my systems and I went over my scripts. That's a standard. You have to determine how far that goes. Okay, so to give you an idea, I have from a past company, we're just going to go over this real quick. Minimum monthly, quarterly performance standards. Conversations, that's a requirement, or that's a standard. You have to have so many conversations. Then you can get into, again, what we told about. 2 appointments, setting up 2 appointments. Setting up maybe 1 or 2 open houses. These are standards. You have to do an open house. It's not a rule. If you don't do it, I'm not going to kick you off the team. But if I don't see you doing the standards and your numbers are down and you're refusing to change, this gives me an inkling that maybe you are not the right person for this position. Or maybe something else is going on that maybe you need some time away for, and then come back with your head on right. Is it just one list of standards? No, you can have subcategories. You can have training requirements, customer service team attitude standards. You can have certain standards for different members. Customer service should be flat out across everybody. Everybody should have standards for that. Dress code? If you're going on appointments, yes. Now, like I said, I have 2 thoughts on this. When I first started the business, I was in suits every day, and I hated it. I never wore suits. As soon as I ditched the suit, my production went skyrocketing. Not because I'm a slob or anything. I didn't feel comfortable. Dog jumping on you, got hair all over you. I got to go to dry cleaners 3 times out of the week or 2 times out of the week. I got to pay, get 6 new suits at $2,000 a piece, $5,000 a piece. Go to a wedding. And what's the first thing someone does at a wedding? Hi, Mike. How you doing? I'm like, come on, man. What'd you touch my suit for? Now I got to take it back to the dry cleaners because I got your greasy grilled chicken fingers on my suit now. Polos are just fine. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. I know a lot of successful agents that'll wear a suit, wear a sport coat. I know some agents that kill it in a pair of shorts. So, but you have to set the standard. So, and there are people that do that. There are people like, hey, no, we're professional. This is the way we do it. Professional, professional, professional. That's your standard. Sorry, that's the way it is. That's the way, what you came up with. But it's not you're coming up with it. You're sitting down with your team. You're getting their input. Because originally, when I have the draft for my standards, I'm taking in consideration everything that has transpired from day one, and I'm writing it down. So this way, when I get the feedback, the input from my agents, my staff, I might be able to tweak it. I may be able to add some things. I may be able to delete it. But the most important thing was when the dust is settled, the meeting of the minds, everybody agrees to it, then it's a win-win situation. Then everybody agrees to it. Okay? Have there been times where people can't agree and they don't like the standards and they leave? They should have left 6 months ago. They should have left 6 months ago. The reason why they didn't is because you didn't set the standards. They were still doing their activities. They may have been succeeding. They may have not been succeeding, but this is someone that should have been out 6 months ago. And it could be ego trips. Mike, I'm killing it. I'm doing more deals than anybody. That's fine, but you're not agreeing to our standards. The majority wants it this way, and that's the way we're going to do it. Now, even though it is your company, your team, you can do whatever you want. But the one thing you don't want to do is create animosity, because it can turn into a cancer and it will fester. And I guarantee you in 90 days after that, you're going to feel it. And then expectations. I expect everyone. So we've been doing what's called goal boards, and we changed that name to commitment boards because I didn't like the word goal board. Goal board is something that's, hey, if I hit it, I hit it. This is what I want to achieve. When do people make goals? New Year's Day, right? When do people break goals? January 2nd, right? Going to the gym? Yeah, right. Going to eat right? Yeah, until you go to Dunkin' Donuts and eat that donut. Yeah. These are goals. If it happens, it happens. Commitments, okay? A goal is, hey, I want to lose 50 pounds. Why do you want to lose 50 pounds? I want to look good. I want to fit in my clothes. Okay, great. What happens if I don't hit it? No big deal. I'll do another goal. Let's say I have a small little heart attack, and the doctor says, if you don't lose 50 pounds and take this medication for the next 6 months, the next heart attack you have, you're going to be done. Well, now I'm committed. Now I'm committed to losing 50 pounds. Now I'm committed to getting on a better diet, committed to taking my medicine and making sure my health is the most important thing to me. And this is the difference between achievers and people who believe, which is a good word, but you want to be an achiever. You want to be a doer, not a hoper. Everyone hopes for something. Everybody hopes for that Ed McMahon $1 million check that comes in the mail, or I hope to hit the lottery, along with the other 13 trillion people that are paying $2 a ticket. I'm a doer. I'm going to go out and get my money. I'm a doer. I'm going to do this. I'm going to achieve it. Okay? And that's where the commitment board comes in. So this way, when we sit down, when I ask my people, what do you want to achieve? Well, Mike, I want to do 20 transactions. Well, why is 20 transactions important to you? I don't know. Then you need to find out. Because that, to me, sounds like a goal and not a commitment. Well, Mike, the 20 deals represents I want to make $100,000. Okay, scratch the 20 deals for right now. Let's just put $100,000. Well, Mike, the 20 deals is important. It is going to be important because we're going to put that in the business plan. We're going to look at what your average commission is, what your average sales price is, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll find out what the transaction is because you haven't done that. You just picked 20 transactions based on the last couple settlements you had and just did the calculation. That's not how you do it. But we want to focus on the meat, 100,000. Why is that important to you? Well, Mike, I've never made 100,000 before. And I want to be debt free. We can live off of 49,000, and I want to take another 20,000, pay off the debt, and I want to take another 20,000 and put it in investments. Okay, great. So you want an investment? What's that look like? A duplex. I want to get a duplex in my area. Okay, great. So then when we get these commitments, so far we got $100,000. He wants an investment property, and he wants to be debt free. So you as a team lead or their accountability partner need to break that down even more. That 100,000 is going to be easy. You just put that into the business plan, and based on the information that you put in there, like what their average commission is, what their average sales price is, it's going to spit out how many listings they need, how many listing appointments, how many buyer consults, how many on their contracts. That's going to be the easy part. And then you break that down into the 411, and then you're going to know how many listing appointments that you need to be on weekly. Okay, so let's take that one off. That one's done. Debt free. All right, tell me about your debt. Mike, I got 5 accounts. Mike, I got 1 account, $20,000. Okay, great. What's the interest rate on that? Okay, of those 5 accounts, I have one at 0%, I have one at 5%, I have one at 10%, and I have one at 15%. Okay, so we got to pay that 15% off fast. Can we consolidate these? Can we get the payments a little lower so this way you'll reduce your expense? It's one thing we're going to look at. And we're also going to call them. This just happened to me a little while ago. We actually called so during COVID, we wound up getting a business loan. I think this was like last year we finally paid it off, but we owed them about like $9,000 or $10,000. It was free money, a little bit of an interest rate, like 0.01 or something like that. It was money that we had it in the bank. We had it. We only probably used about maybe $2,000-3,000 of it. So I called them up and I was like, hey, I know I owe you about $10,000 or $9,000. Like, yeah. Like, would you be willing to settle that? I mean, we don't have the money, but we just got a check in for about $5,000 that we can, can we offer that to you, and can maybe, we can come to an agreement that the account will be satisfied? I can't do it for $5,000. I could do it for $7,500. Oh, if you could do it for $7,500, when do you need to check by? We'll give you 72 hours. Okay, great. Money's already in your account. I'll pay $7,500 instead of $10,000 every day of the week. It's paid off. It's about negotiating. Just like you as a listing agent, you're going in negotiating. You're basically selling what your value proposition is. You want that full commission. You want your sales price, not their sales price. But also, I'm the buyer's agent. I need to negotiate against that listing agent. Accept my deal over the 49 deals that you have over asking that have no home inspections and stuff like that. Where I learned most of my negotiation was a class. It was called CNA, one of the best classes out there, Certified Negotiating Expert. There is not a better class out there in reference to negotiation. Now, you're going to see different books like, Donald Trump and CEOs, but for real estate, CNA is definitely the way to go. And I could tell you how successful I was. I used it on my wife. And it's about taking you out of the equation, focusing on the solution and not the problem. And it works. It does. And I got off topic here. But about the debt. Always ask. If you don't ask, the answer is no. Okay, so we got the debt. We got that planned. We're going to be on a 12-month plan. We're going to make X amount of dollars. There's also a book out there called Profit First. Everybody should be reading it. It's a formula. When you get your pay, when you're a W-2 person and you're making $1,600 a week, do you get that $1,600? No, you probably get like $1,301, right? I got to pay taxes and this person named FICA. Who the hell's FICA? Why am I paying him? The reason why your employer's paying the state and the city and everybody else in your medical insurance, because they don't trust you. They don't trust you to make that payment, so they're going to do it for you. And that's the same thing you need to do, because you shouldn't trust yourself. You are the worst person when it comes to money, because if I get my money, I'm going to buy 2 boxes of cigars, I'm going to go buy this, I'm going to go buy that, and I'm realizing I'm not going to have enough for my bills. Even though you want to pay yourself first, but it's all based on algorithms. So if I'm doing my life by design, and I know 10% has to go to investments, 10% has to go to retirement, 33% needs to go to taxes. If you're an S corporation, I think it's 19%. I'll get into that later. And then your expenses, your business expenses or personal expenses, whatever. So this way, when you get that check, instead of just calculating, all you got to do is put the amount in. I made $8,000. Boom. It tells you where everything needs to go. And that's what you want to do. That is going to get you debt free right there. Okay, if you follow your own budget. And that's going to bring us into another one, the profit and loss and the balance statement. So we're coming to that. But now we got to go to the investment property. There's all types of ways of getting an investment property. If an investment property is going for $200,000, do I need to save up $200,000? Absolutely not. And I am a big fan of Dave Ramsey, but I am not a big fan of being debt free. I think if I'm going to die, I want to owe everybody. I want to use everybody's money. I want to make money, but I want to use people's money to make money. There's no way. If your money is not working for you, it has to work for you. It's useless. If I have $100,000 in the bank, I'm going to make like 1%, 2%. Maybe I'll go up to New York, get a bank that can give me 5%. Okay, that's not making money. It's chump change. It's like a savings bond. Okay, I want my money to work for me. If I'm going to have $20,000 in my bank account, I'm going to put that in a duplex where if my mortgage payments is $1,300, but I'm collecting $2,600, my money is working for me. Ain't nobody sitting home on the couch watching Oprah. That money's out there hitting the pavement. That money's out there working. And that's what you want to do. So when you're collecting, whether you're getting pre-approved, whether you're an investor or a first-time investor, home buyer or whatever, and your mortgage company says, with your credit, we can actually do 5% down. This is what you're going to need and closing costs. There you go. As soon as you get that money, you should start looking and invest that money. Do not second guess yourself. But the only time to second guess yourself is if you absolutely know nothing about that investment and you're sitting next to your friend and it's like, dude, I just made $500. This is the easiest stock. Here's $500. Here's put that on there. Put that on black. Put that on 13 black. Yeah, no, don't do that. That is a bad thing. That is where you're going to get caught with your pants down. Do your research. Stick to what you're familiar with. If you do want to invest in something like Bitcoin and stuff like that, or stocks, do your homework. Do your research. Okay, and that's going to get you to your passive income. So, in reference to the commitments, we've done it all. Set it and forget it. With the 100,000, we have a plan to be in debt free. We just got to stay within that budget. And with that budget, I'm building up for my investment. I'm building up for my retirement. Because next year, what's going to happen? When you see that you completed everything and versus the goals. So let's say our goal is 100,000, but we only did 75. Is it a failure? No, you made 75,000. You just didn't hit your goal. But let's say I did 110. What's the first thing you're going to say? I'm going to do 150. There you go. Because you know you can do it. Well, you're debt free now, so you don't have to worry about any debt, right? Maybe I want to turn that into a charity, though. Mike, I felt comfortable living on this budget, and I made an extra $15,000. I want to do a scholarship for a high school student going into college. That's a great thing to do. Leading with contribution. Giving back to the area that you're doing business in. That's a huge thing. Your commitments are going to change. It was funny because we did start with goal boards back when I first joined Keller Williams. I still have them from 2008 to now. And I look back. But I always say to myself, imagine if I had today's commitment board back in 2008. Where would I be now? And these are questions as a business owner you need to ask yourself. You always need to challenge yourself, because if you don't challenge yourself, you don't have commitments, why are you getting out of bed? Why are you starting a business? You want to, it's not about making money. It's about making better lives for people. You know, when I got into real estate, it wasn't about me making money. It was about me putting that person in a house. You know, that was a life-changing event for them. When I hired my first person, I wasn't looking at them as an admin or somebody at $10 or $13 an hour. I wanted to know more about them. I wanted to know, why are you here? Why did you take the job? Why did you apply for the job? What did you see in this team that you think you can be here for the next 5 years? That is what that is what a team leader does, a business owner. They take care of the people around them first. Make sure that their goals are accomplished. Because here's the eye-opening fact. When you have everybody's commitment board, you can't do the team's goals or the team's commitments until all your team members have theirs. And I guarantee you, if everyone's commitments have been accomplished, you're going to crush the team goals. And you're just going to grow it and grow it each year. Okay? That was a lot. Though we got off topic a little bit, but standards. You have to have standards. Okay? Any questions on that? Please put it in the comment, chat, or text me at 267-549-2505. And again, this is Mike Fitzpatrick with the Mike Fitzpatrick team at Keller Williams. Any real estate, title, insurance, whatever questions, give me a call. Talk to you later.